Welcome to this explainer. If you've been banging your head against the wall trying to bridge that frustrating gap between rigorous academic research and actual real-world business strategy, well, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're doing a complete overview of the pathway to publication in a very specific, high-impact space, the Pacific Journal of Business Innovation and Strategy, or as we'll call it, PJBIS.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The ultimate mission of PJBIS is crystal clear. They aim to catalyze transformative advancements and drive sustainable growth. Look, this isn't just about publishing papers so they can collect dust on a library shelf somewhere. Published by American Science Press LLC, this journal is literally designed to transform global industries. It's all about delivering actionable insights for the people actually doing the work, practitioners and policymakers alike.
To give you a clear roadmap for our overview today, we're going to quickly introduce PJBIS, look at its massive focus and scope, outline the manuscript formatting guidelines, demystify that peer review process, and then finally, look at what happens during final submission and publication.
So starting with Part 1, introducing PJBIS, where research meets reality.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the PJBIS ethos. They are built entirely around being an essential conduit. They want to directly connect scholarly research with industry practice. But the real kicker, their absolute demand for interdisciplinary research. That means they want you pulling perspectives from economics, sociology, psychology, even IT, to solve really complex, multifaceted business challenges. It's a totally holistic approach to strategic problem solving.
And you'll want to keep this number in mind. 4. PJBIS is published 4 times a year. That means you've got quarterly opportunities to get your transformative work out there. Plus, they have a really diverse portfolio. They're not just looking for standard original research articles, no. They actively want comprehensive review papers, insightful case studies, and even provocative commentary pieces.
Moving on to Section 2, Journal Focus and Scope. Let's figure out how to find the perfect fit for your research.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how massive the interdisciplinary scope of this journal is. We've grouped their huge topic list into 4 digestible domains. So whether your expertise is in corporate governance under strategy and leadership, maybe digital transformation over in the tech sector, international relations within global and social dynamics, or even supply chain logistics and data and operations, honestly, if your research touches on sustainable growth and competitive advantage, it's almost certainly going to fit into one of these pillars.
All right, Section 3, Manuscript Formatting Guidelines. This is all about preparing your submission for success.
Now, before your brilliant ideas can go out and change the world, they absolutely have to pass the initial screening. The editorial team expects meticulous adherence to academic standards here. The baseline formatting rules, things like Times New Roman, APA citations, including your ORCID IDs, these are totally non-negotiable. I know, it sounds incredibly basic, but trust me, failing these mundane checks is exactly how a groundbreaking paper gets a desk rejection before a reviewer ever even lays eyes on it.
And that strictness, it extends right to your title and abstract. Your title has a hard maximum of 15 words. It needs to be a concise, perfectly accurate reflection of your content. Then there's the abstract, a maximum of 250 words. Within that tiny little limit, you've got to summarize your objectives, methods, results, conclusions, and squeeze in exactly 6 to 10 key words. The journal guidelines actually state the abstract must be able to stand entirely on its own. So think of it as your ultimate elevator pitch to the reviewers.
Beyond the abstract, the main body of your manuscript needs a really structured narrative. You start with the introduction to state your purpose and rationale, then methodology, laying out your design and data collection, followed immediately by your results. Next up is the discussion, where you contextualize those findings against existing literature. Now pay close attention to the conclusion. It is strictly a summary of your main findings. Absolutely no new information or arguments go here. And finally, you offer up recommendations for future research or practice.
Let's jump into Section 4, the peer review process. You can think of this as the crucible of academic excellence.
Seriously, this process isn't just a hurdle, it's where good research is refined into great research. The transparent journey of your manuscript moves pretty fast at first. Step 1 is submission via the online portal along with a really compelling cover letter. Step 2 is an initial screening for formatting and a plagiarism check. If it passes that, Step 3 assigns it to the editorial team. Then things slow down a bit for the most critical phase, Step 4, the rigorous double-blind peer review by 2 to 3 field experts. Double-blind just means the reviewers don't know who you are and you don't know who they are, which completely eliminates any bias. So what exactly are these anonymous experts looking for? Well, think of these 5 criteria as the reviewer's secret scorecard. First, originality and novelty. Are you contributing something genuinely new? Second, methodological rigor. Are your research methods completely sound? Third, accuracy of data and results. Fourth, relevance and impact. Does this research actually address contemporary business challenges? And fifth, clarity and structure. Let me tell you, optimizing your manuscript for these specific points is exactly how you win over those reviewers.
So the crucial point here is understanding the possible outcomes once those reviewers submit their reports. The handling editor takes all that feedback and synthesizes it into one of 4 decisions. It could be an outright accept with 0 further changes. It could be minor revisions, meaning you just need to make some small adjustments. It might be major revisions, and hey, don't panic, this is super common in academia, which just requires significant structural changes and maybe a second round of review. Or, unfortunately, it could be a reject if there are fundamental flaws.
All right, let's head into our final section, final submission and publication. We are crossing the finish line.
If your manuscript achieves that highly coveted accept status, the timeline moves incredibly fast to get your research out to the global business community. Literally, on day 1, the editorial office conducts a final check. By week 1, authors receive proofs for minor corrections, and by week 2, your work is officially published online. In the world of academic publishing, a turnaround like that is blisteringly fast. It ensures your findings stay highly relevant to what's happening right now.
But here is the absolute best part. PJBIS operates as an open access journal under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial license. What that means is your hard work is immediately and freely accessible to anyone, anywhere in the world. It guarantees this unrestricted spread of your knowledge across geographical and institutional boundaries. That is how you maximize your research's impact on a truly global scale.
Which brings us to our final thought. You've now seen this comprehensive overview of the pathway to publication at PJBIS. You know their expansive scope, their super strict formatting guidelines, and their rigorous double-blind process. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Is your research ready to shape the future of business excellence? If the answer is yes, make sure your study design is dialed in, head over to the PJBIS online submission portal, and share your transformative research with the world today. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and keep learning.